It is the start of the growing season, essentially. We call this the Sandman block, but it's in the cross-section between Sandman Boulevard and Shumplank Road. We have about 13 acres in this vineyard. We have 2 blocks, north and south. The north block, this is our Pinot Noir. We have Cab Franc, we have Vinal Blanc, we have Cayuga. On the other side, we have 4 acres of Chardonnay. We have a block that's 13 years old. The other block is going to be planted last year, so that's growing here. And then the last is Cabernet Sauvignon. So we're here pruning our vines. This is Pinot Noir. This is the middle of March. We got about a month until bud break. So bud break is when the vines really start growing. So we're kind of in a little bit of crunch time here, getting everything pruned before these vines start growing. This vineyard was planted in 2010. They say that vines really start hitting their stride after 12 years, so we kind of found that to be true. So these wines have really started to come into their own, which is really exciting. These vines are all vertical shoot positioning. So as you can see here, these little canes right here, they're going up. That's vertically, they're growing vertically. And all these vines will try to be cane pruned. We're gonna introduce new cordons in the form of a cane. So these are all canes. These are shoots that overwintered and now they're hard wood. So these are 1-year-old wood. So we're gonna lay this down into one section because I only have one good one. So that's why I'm gonna just do it on this side. This side looks a little weaker and this side looks a little stronger, it looks a little healthier. So I'm gonna keep this, but I'm gonna lay a new cane down on this side. So that's why I took off the ties. I'm gonna make a cut right here. This one can be taken out of the trellis. I'm gonna keep this for a reason that it's healthy. It's a healthy trunk starting to form here. And I'm gonna make a cut here. This could be a shoot position this coming year. So this is a spur. I'm leaving this as a spur. So it has 2 buds, one here and one here. This coming growing season, starting in the middle of April, these buds will wake up and they'll have 2 green shoots that start to grow right here, and eventually they'll have fruit that comes off those shoots, and then we'll pick those in September and make wine. But now I'm laying this down. This is a new cane. So I'll just lay it down here along the cordon wire and just throw a tie on there. So like I told you with this spur, there's buds on the cordon. So each one of these little knobs coming out, this is gonna be a bud. So this is gonna be shoots coming up this way. And so we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buds coming off this laydown. And then each one of those buds will turn into a shoot. And then usually we'll have 2 clusters per shoot. This kind of gives you a visual of what this will look like. So this is a cane that was laid down the previous pruning season. And these are all the shoots that came up from that cane. This will be spur pruned. You really don't want to overcrop this plant. There was probably 7 options on this side. So I chose 5 because what I'm essentially doing is choosing the crop load for this plant for this coming growing season. Because I know that each one of these spots is going to have a certain number of clusters, and then the plant will be able to ripen those clusters. If there's too many, you might get some unripe fruit. If there's too little, you don't get that return on your vineyard, and you won't get enough bottles of wine essentially. So this is what I'm working with on this plant right here.